Have you ever noticed the way he looks at you when he thinks you are not paying attention? That brief moment when his eyes soften, when his expression changes, or when his voice becomes warmer only while speaking with you? These small, almost invisible moments often reveal more than words ever could. A person can control what they say, but the unconscious mind always finds a way to reveal what is truly happening beneath the surface. He may still be careful with his words, trying to understand his own emotions, but something deeper inside him may have already moved toward you. What if the man who sometimes confuses you with his mixed signals is actually feeling something much stronger than he knows how to express? What if his heart has already formed a connection that his mind is still trying to understand? Carl Jung explained that our deepest emotions often exist beneath our conscious awareness. They appear through behaviors we do not plan, reactions we cannot fully control, and subtle changes that happen naturally when someone becomes important to us. When a man's deeper self recognizes something special in a woman, his actions often reveal it before his words do. His body responds before his thoughts catch up. His attention changes, his energy shifts. His behavior becomes different around her. Many people mistake silence for a lack of interest. They believe that if someone is not constantly expressing their feelings, those feelings must not exist. But sometimes silence does not mean emptiness. Sometimes silence means emotions are so powerful that a person does not know how to handle or express them. Real love is rarely only about dramatic moments or grand declarations. It does not always appear through perfect words, endless messages, or obvious romantic gestures. Sometimes love transforms a person quietly from the inside. You notice it in the way he becomes more aware of you, the way he remembers small things you said, and the way his mood changes when you are near. The man who sometimes comes closer and then creates distance, who shows unexpected care but struggles to explain himself, may actually be experiencing a conflict between what he feels and what he is ready to accept. Love does not always begin with logic or explanations. Sometimes it arrives as a feeling that cannot be easily described. It appears in the way he looks at you when his defenses disappear for a moment. It appears in the way his presence changes when you enter the room. It appears in those quiet moments when he forgets to hide what he truly feels. Jung believed that the things we do not consciously recognize can still influence our lives. In love, this means a person may not fully understand their emotions yet, but their unconscious actions may already reveal the direction their heart is moving. So how can you recognize when a man is truly developing deep feelings? What are the signs that come from the part of him he cannot easily disguise? These signs are not found by analyzing every message or searching for simple romantic clues. They are found in the deeper patterns of human behavior, the small emotional changes that happen when someone begins to matter in a powerful way. Many people wait for a confession, a promise, or a dramatic moment to prove someone cares. But often, the strongest evidence appears much earlier. It appears in the way someone changes internally after meeting you. It appears in how their emotional world begins to shift, and how your presence starts affecting them without them even realizing it. Jung believed that true connection is not something the mind forces. It is something the heart recognizes. It reaches beyond appearances and touches the most honest parts of who we are. So as you listen to these signs, do not only look with logic. Pay attention to your intuition. Notice the quiet details. Because sometimes the deepest feelings are revealed not through what someone says, but through what they naturally do. When a man is deeply affected by a woman's presence, his behavior begins to change in ways he may not even notice himself. The first sign appears in the way his attention shifts. This is not the type of attention that tries to impress you or seek approval. It is softer, quieter, and more genuine. He begins noticing things about you that others overlook. He recognizes small changes in your mood, your expressions, or even the tone of your voice. He senses when something is wrong, even when you tell him everything is fine. These reactions are not carefully planned. They are not an act designed to make him appear thoughtful. They come from an emotional place within him that naturally becomes more connected to you. He remembers things you mentioned casually weeks ago. He brings up small details you never expected him to remember. He checks on things that mattered to you because somewhere inside, they became important to him too. Sometimes he reaches out at the exact moment you thought he had forgotten about you, not because of routine or obligation, but because something deeper pulls his attention back toward you. He may not have the words to explain what he feels, but those emotions are already shaping the way he behaves. This is not about obsession or unhealthy attachment. It is about emotional resonance, the feeling of one person's inner world naturally responding to another. Another powerful sign appears in the way he changes when he is around you. Some people behave exactly the same with everyone. But when a man is quietly developing deep feelings, something about him becomes different around the person who truly affects him. He may become softer, more open, or even slightly nervous. He may not seem as confident because genuine feelings often make people more vulnerable. True connection does not turn someone into a perfect version of themselves. Instead, it allows them to become more authentic, more human, and more real. If he lowers his guard around you, if his silence feels comfortable instead of distant, and if you see a side of him that others rarely experience, you may be witnessing something much deeper than simple attraction. Jung believed that whatever touches the soul is something we naturally begin to protect. When a man develops genuine feelings, he often starts caring about your comfort and well-being in small but meaningful ways. He reminds you to rest when you are tired. He asks if you have eaten. He wants to know you arrived safely. He worries when you are going through something difficult. These actions are not about controlling you or proving himself. They come from a natural emotional connection where your happiness and safety begin to feel connected to his own sense of peace. He may not say the words, "I love you," yet, but sometimes his actions are already speaking from a deeper part of him, a part that understands the connection before his conscious mind does. Because the strongest emotions are often revealed through the things people do without thinking, the small gestures they cannot force, the feelings they cannot completely hide. Sometimes a man's heart recognizes someone long before his mind is ready to admit it. It means that somewhere deep inside him, something has already allowed you to enter a place that he does not easily open to everyone. You have become part of a private emotional world that exists beyond simple attraction or temporary feelings. Even if he does not speak about it openly, even if he struggles to understand what is happening inside him, and even if he tries to hide it from himself, a deeper part of him has already formed a connection with you. Some connections are not created through words. They are created through presence, through energy, and through the way two people feel when they are together. Sometimes the heart recognizes something before the mind can explain it. He may still question his feelings, try to stay logical, or hide behind silence, but something within him may already feel naturally drawn toward you. If these signs feel familiar, do not ignore them. Do not only measure his feelings by what he says on the outside. Some people struggle to express emotions, not because they do not feel deeply, but because what they feel is difficult to translate into words. A person can remain quiet while experiencing something powerful within. There are moments when a man does not need to say anything because his presence already reveals what his words cannot. The way he looks at you, the way he becomes calmer around you, and the way his entire energy shifts when you are near can reveal emotions he has not yet found the courage to express. Maybe he has not told you that he loves you. Maybe he has not made promises about the future. Maybe he has not explained exactly what you mean to him. But there is something undeniable in the way he notices you. Something in the way his eyes search for you in a crowded room. Something in the way he becomes more comfortable simply sitting beside you, even when there is nothing to say. Because sometimes silence is not emptiness. Sometimes silence is connection. When two people share a deep emotional bond, they can feel comfortable without constantly filling every moment with conversation. The quiet between them feels peaceful. It feels safe. It feels like two hearts understanding each other without needing explanations. When a man is feeling more than he is willing to admit, his body often reveals those emotions before his mind accepts them. His reactions become natural. His attention moves toward you without effort. His emotions respond before he even understands why. Pay attention to the way he reacts when other people talk about you. If someone compliments you, notice the small changes in his expression, the hidden smile, the warmth in his eyes, the quiet happiness he tries not to reveal. And if someone criticizes you, notice how quickly his energy changes, how he becomes more alert, how he wants to understand what happened. Love often protects what it values before the conscious mind even realizes it. Carl Jung explained that the unconscious mind has its own language. Many times, people act from emotions they have not yet learned to name. Their behavior reveals feelings that exist beneath their awareness. So when a man instantly responds to something connected with you, when he defends you, remembers you, becomes curious about your life, or naturally looks for your presence, it may be because a deeper part of him has already decided that you matter. Another powerful sign is the effort he gives. A man who genuinely cares does not only express emotions through words, he shows them through small actions that may seem ordinary but carry deep meaning. It appears in the way he remembers something you mentioned weeks ago. It appears in the way he listens carefully when you speak. It appears in the way he adjusts his plans to make time for you. It appears in the way he tries to make things right when he knows he has hurt you or failed to show up in the way you deserved. These small efforts reveal more than romantic speeches because people do not consistently change their behavior for someone who has no importance in their life. When someone feels nothing, they stay the same. But when someone begins to love, even silently, their world starts creating space for another person. He does not make space for you because he wants praise. He does not do these things to impress you. He does them because, slowly and naturally, his inner world has started including you. And something many people overlook is that this transformation continues even when you are not around. When a man is deeply touched by someone's presence, the change follows him into his daily life. His routines shift. His thoughts become different. He may find himself remembering conversations, replaying moments, or thinking about your smile during quiet parts of his day. He may become more reflective, more thoughtful, or even slightly distracted because something inside him has awakened. It is as if a new emotional space has opened within him, and without realizing it, you have become part of that space. Carl Jung spoke about how certain people can become powerful symbols within our inner world. Some individuals leave such a deep impression that their presence continues to influence us even when they are physically absent. Without trying, you may have become one of those people for him. He may find himself thinking about you during quiet moments. He may remember your voice, your laughter, your expressions, and the feelings he experiences when he is with you. Even if he does not admit it, even if he tries to ignore it, there may already be a place inside him where you exist differently from everyone else. His is why love cannot always be judged only by what appears on the surface. Some men remain silent not because they feel nothing, but because they feel something they do not yet know how to express. For someone who has spent years protecting their heart, opening up can feel unfamiliar. They may deeply care while still struggling to communicate those emotions clearly. That is why awareness matters. Sometimes you have to look beyond the obvious, beyond the words, beyond the actions that everyone notices. Because sometimes the heart recognizes a connection long before the mind is ready to accept it. And when love begins growing inside a man, it creates a quiet transformation. It does not always happen through dramatic moments. It happens slowly, gently, almost invisibly. He begins releasing the patterns he once used to protect himself. Maybe he avoided commitment. Maybe he kept emotional walls around his heart. Maybe he was comfortable with distance because distance felt safe. But then you entered his life, and something began to shift. A part of him that was closed begins opening. A part of him that feared vulnerability begins learning trust. A part of him that always stayed distant begins wanting closeness. Not because you forced him, not because you demanded anything from him, but because your presence awakened something within him. Sometimes the right person does not change us by trying to fix us. They change us by making us feel safe enough to reveal who we truly are. And when a man begins experiencing that kind of connection, he may not even notice the changes happening inside him. He simply knows that being around you feels different. He knows that your presence brings a feeling he cannot easily explain. Because somewhere deep within him, his heart has already recognized that you are someone worth letting in. It means that something inside him has already started making space for you. A part of his inner world that was once focused only on himself is slowly opening and allowing someone else to become important. He is not doing this because he feels forced or because he is giving something up. He does it because a deeper part of him feels drawn toward connection, trust, and emotional closeness. Pay attention when he starts sharing parts of himself that he does not easily reveal to others. Not just simple stories or casual conversations, but the hidden pieces of who he truly is. His fears, his mistakes, the experiences that hurt him, the dreams he keeps private, and the memories he rarely allows anyone to see. When a man opens these doors of his life, he is showing you something much deeper than words can explain. He is no longer trying to appear perfect, strong, or unaffected. He is allowing you to see him without a mask. He is showing you the parts of himself that are vulnerable, uncertain, and real. This kind of openness happens only when someone feels emotionally safe enough to stop protecting themselves. True vulnerability is one of the strongest signs that a connection has reached a deeper level. It is no longer about attraction or trying to win someone's attention. It becomes about trust, comfort, and the feeling that another person can be accepted exactly as they are. Carl Jung believed that the soul often discovers itself through the reflection of another person. Sometimes someone enters our life and helps us see parts of ourselves that we never noticed before. Through your presence, he may begin recognizing his own softness, his ability to care deeply, and emotions he once kept hidden. You may awaken a side of him that was always there but remained untouched. His patience, tenderness, and desire to connect may begin appearing naturally. He does not plan this transformation. He does not force it. It simply happens because your presence awakens a version of him that was quietly waiting to be discovered. Another powerful sign is the way he responds to your emotions. Not everyone knows how to hold space for another person's feelings. Some people pull away when emotions become deeper, while others become distant because they do not know how to handle vulnerability. But when a man is truly connected to you, he begins to emotionally respond to you without even realizing it. Your happiness affects him. Your sadness catches his attention. Your silence makes him wonder what is happening inside your heart. He may not always have the perfect words, but you will notice it in the small things. The way he watches you more carefully, the way his voice becomes softer, and the way he naturally moves closer when he senses you need support. That instinctive desire to comfort you, even when he does not know how to express it, reveals a deep emotional bond. Another sign appears when you are not physically around him. Notice whether you continue to exist in his thoughts during ordinary moments. Does he bring up your name without realizing it? Does he save stories or experiences because he wants to share them with you later? When something meaningful happens in his life, are you one of the first people he thinks about? When someone remains present in your mind, even without a reminder, it often means they have become part of your emotional world. Your presence continues, even in silence. And what remains in someone's heart when there is no external reason is often what carries the deepest meaning. Love is not always revealed through direct words. Many times, it begins through small changes, quiet actions, and subtle shifts that happen before a person even understands what they are feeling. There comes a moment when a man begins wanting your presence, not because he is bored or because you have become a habit, but because being close to you brings him a sense of emotional balance. He may not openly admit this. He may not even fully understand it himself. But you can feel it in the way he becomes different when there is distance between you. You notice it when he finds small reasons to reconnect, when he looks for opportunities to talk, or when something inside him naturally pulls him back toward you. This is not about obsession or dependence. It is about a genuine emotional bond. Carl Jung explained that many of our deepest feelings exist beneath conscious awareness. They influence our choices, reactions, and desires before we fully understand them. When someone becomes important to us, our unconscious mind begins responding in ways that reveal the connection. One of the clearest signs is when he starts valuing your opinion. Maybe he shares his plans with you. Maybe he asks what you think about decisions that matter to him. Maybe your reaction becomes important when he considers the direction of his life. He is not doing this simply to impress you. He is slowly allowing you into his world. Your thoughts begin to matter because you have become someone whose perspective holds emotional value for him. Another meaningful sign is when he begins sharing his doubts, fears, and uncertainties with you. Not because he expects you to fix him, but because he feels safe enough to be honest. With you, he does not feel the need to pretend that he has everything figured out. He does not have to hide behind strength or emotional distance. He can simply exist as himself. And when a man allows you into the parts of himself that he hides from most people, it shows that the connection has moved beyond simple affection. It has entered a deeper place of trust and emotional attachment. One of the strongest signs appears when he begins imagining a future that naturally includes you. You may notice it through small comments. Maybe he talks about places he wants to visit someday. Maybe he mentions experiences he wants to have in the future. And without directly saying it, you realize that you are already part of those thoughts. He may not announce that he sees you in his future, but you can hear it in the way he speaks. You can feel it in the way his dreams slowly begin creating space for you. These small moments reveal what is happening inside his unconscious mind. They show the story his heart is quietly creating. You do not need to pressure him or force him to define everything immediately. When feelings are real, they reveal themselves through consistency, effort, and the natural way someone moves toward you. If his actions, attention, and energy continue showing care and connection, then something meaningful may already exist between you. Because when a man begins seeing you as someone he does not want to lose, something inside him changes. His connection with you becomes more than attraction. It becomes comfort, trust, and a feeling of peace. Real love is not only excitement and passion, it is also the calm feeling of being accepted. It is knowing that you can be imperfect, vulnerable, and completely yourself without fear of rejection. When he feels that kind of peace with you, he begins lowering his walls. He begins showing parts of himself that he once protected. You become a place where he feels emotionally safe. Not a physical place, but a feeling of home. As this bond grows, he naturally becomes more interested in your world. He wants to understand your dreams, your thoughts, your passions, and the little things that make you who you are. He does not lose himself by connecting with you. Instead, he discovers the beauty of sharing his life with another person. Because true love is not always loud. Sometimes it appears through quiet choices, unseen efforts, and small moments of care that nobody else notices. And the love that protects, supports, and remains present even in silence is often the kind that carries the deepest meaning.